Hello, dear students. I welcome you all on behalf of Sri Jayendra Rangjun classes. Dear student, we are in a continuation of the chapter that is Plant Kingdom of class 11th. In previous class, we have completed with the gymnosperm general characteristic and their life cycle. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the classification of this gymnosperm. And if we talk about this classification of gymnosperm, we come to know that they are classified in several groups. And in these several groups, the important one is initially gymnosperm. Okay. So as we know that bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperm, and geosperm are the different divisions, okay, of kingdom Plantae. This gymnosperm division is further divided into two groups. One group of lower gymnosperm and one group of higher gymnosperm. The group of lower gymnosperm is known as Cycadophyta. It is known as Cycadophyta, which include lower gymnosperm. And another group that is Coniferophyta, in which higher gymnosperm are placed. So this is the thing. Now this Cycadophyta is a particularly we can see that in Cycadophyta there are three different orders include or have three orders, and these orders are named as number one Cycado, Filicales, or Pteridospermae. Okay, then second order which is included here, that is Benetitales. And the third order which is included in this group, that is the Cycadales. As similarly in case of higher gymnosperm also, that is Coniferophyta, some orders are included, and in this four orders are included. And in this four order, the first order is Jingoids. Second order in this is Chordates. Third order, if we talk in case of this, then it is a Coniferous. And fourth order, if we talk, that is included here, that is Gnatals. So this many orders are included in lower and gymnosperm, and here four orders are included. But out of this, according to our syllabus of Neet, if we talk, we have to discuss mainly about the four orders, and that is specifically Cycadales, Jingoials, Coniferals, and Gnatals. We have to discuss only these four. Now, why we have to particularly discuss only this? Because these two orders are completely extinct. And in the coniferophyta also we can say this chordatails is completely extinct. So due to this, only the remaining four orders, that is cycadales, jingoids, coniferals, and ignatials, are need to be discussed. Okay. So let's talk about this four orders in detail. If we talk about these orders in detail, then first we are going to discuss about the cycadales. Okay. And if we talk about cycadales, so in this presently living cycadophytes are included. So in cycadales, it is known that all the plants of this group are living fossil. All the plants of this group are living fossil. And in this, if we talk about the example, first example is Zamia pygmea. And if we talk about Zamia pygmea, that is one example of cycadales that is the smallest gymnosperm. So it is the smallest gymnosperm. And another example is Cycas. And in Cycas is also known as fern palm or sago palm. And why it is known as sago palm? Because sago is obtained from this plant. Okay. Now, if we talk about the cycas, cycas is a dioecious gymnosperm. If I tell you that it is a dioecious gymnosperm, means male and female sex organ are present on the separate plant body. Suppose this is a male plant in case of cycas. Then it has a male cone like this. And with male cone, the leaves are like this. Okay. So this is a male plant, and this male plant, if we talk, it has a male cone. Whereas if we talk about a female plant, in female plant, it is known that female cone is absent. And in this female plant, this is a megasporophyll. So it is a megasporophyll, means female cone is absent. So in cycas, one more important point is that female cone is absent in Female plant. Female cone is absent in case of this particular male plants. Okay, student. So that is the thing with respect to this cycadales. Now in cycas, it is known that female cone is absent. Along with that, we will need see that in cycas there it has a largest ovule. Cycas have largest ovule in one species that is known as Cycas revoluta, whereas Cycas have largest male cone in case of Cycas circinalis. Apart from this, also have largest male gamete and axil. So they have a largest ovule, largest male gamete, largest axil, largest male cone in particular plant kingdom. Okay, so that is one of the important feature of the cycas. Okay, and the male gamete are top shape. Male gamete of the cycas are top shape. So this is the characteristic of cycas here, and that is all about the cycadales. Now, after in cycas also we have discussed that they have a pinnately compound leaf that persists for a few years, and we have also discussed that they have a corolloid roots. Now, after discussing the cycadales, we are going to discuss another class of higher gymnosperm, that is zingoids. जिंगोयस एंड जिंगोयस जो कोनिफेरोफाइटा है उसका ओल्डेस्ट ऑर्डर है. इट इज अ ओल्डेस्ट ऑर्डर ऑफ कोनिफेरोफाइटा. Okay, and maximum plant of this group are extinct. Maximum plants of this group are extinct. Apart from this, only one example is living fossil, and that is Ginkgo biloba. This Ginkgo biloba is the one species of Ginkgoides that is living fossil, and this living fossil is also known as maidenhair tree. Maidenhair tree or pagoda tree. Now, if we talk about the one of the exceptional feature of the Ginkgo biloba, then it is known that it is a higher gymnosperm. So in higher gymnosperm, majority of higher gymnosperm, the male gamete are non-motile. But Ginkgo biloba is the one exception in which we can write that it is a higher gymnosperm, and one exception is that its male gamete its male gamete are motile. Small gamete are motile. Okay, so that is a chinkoids. Now, if we talk about this ginkgo's detail, and if we draw its diagram in the next page, then we come to understand that ginkgo's look like this, and in that it has a two type of stem. One is long shoot, and over long shoot you will find a presence of dwarf shoot. So it is a dwarf shoot. And here you can see the presence of fan shaped leaves. So this is bilobed fan shaped leaves. This is dwarf shoot. This is long shoot. Okay, they have some seeds which are present here that are orange colored seeds. So these are the some of the features which are associated with the ginkgoes and ginkgo biloba. It is the diagram of ginkgo biloba. Okay. After ginkgoes, we are going to study the next order of higher gymnosperm, that is the coniferous. Okay, so let's talk about the coniferous, which is the third order. If we talk about coniferous, coniferous is the order in which conifers are included, and it is the largest group of gymnosperm. It is the largest group of gymnosperm. If we talk about the examples of this coniferous, which include a cone-shaped plants, conifers, the name is given because they all are cone-shaped or cone-like. So if we talk about the example, one of the known and important example of this is the pinus. And we call this pinus as a pine. And is this pine or pinus, from this turpentine is obtained. obtained. Apart from this, pinus is considered as a monoecious. So in pinus, both male and female cone are present on the same tree. In same tree. Okay. Now, if we talk about pinus, and if we study the diagram of this pinus, let's talk about the diagram and understand in detail. The next. So if we draw the diagram of pinus, it is too much complicated, but I am making a simplified diagram, so which makes us to understand the part of this particular. Suppose this is the main stem. And over main stem you will see branches like this in case of the pines. And in these branches, which are the long shoot, you will find this type of dwarf shoot. And over this dwarf shoot, you will see the presence of needle shaped leaves. Okay, so this is a long shoot. This is the dwarf shoot, and over dwarf shoot, you will see the presence of leaves in the. So if you draw the leaves which are needle shaped, it look like this. So like this, particularly we can say the leaves are seen in case of pinus. These leaves are needle shaped, which decreases the transpiration. Okay. Now, apart from this, it is known that the pollen grain of pinus are winged. Winged pollen grain are produced by pinus, and this particularly like look like this winged pollen grain. So this is the winged. So this is the whole particularly we can say sorry winged pollen grain. And these are wings. Now these winged pollen grain are rich in sulfur. Rich in sulfur. And when sulfur rich pollen grain are released on the top of flower due to the yellowish color of sulfur, this yellow cloud is seen in case of gymnosperm, and this yellow cloud is known as sulfur shower. So this sulfur shower is seen in case of the pinus. So these are some of the important points with respect to the pinus. Now, after pinus, we talk about one species of the pinus, that is Pinus gerardiana. Pinus gerardiana. From this Pinus gerardiana, chilgoja seeds are obtained. Because seeds are obtained and these are edible after roasting. After roasting. So that is Pinus gerardiana. Okay, so that is all about the Pinus. Now after Pinus, if we talk about some of the another example, then another example that is the second example. If we see, then that is a cedrus, and this cedrus is also known as deodar. Okay. Apart from this, the third example is Texas, and Texas is also known as yew tree. And from this yew tree, if we can say anti-cancerous anti-cancerous drug Taxol is obtained from its bark. Now, the next example is Christmas tree, which is scientifically known as Araucaria excelsa, and that is nothing but Christmas tree. Okay. Next example is sequoia. This sequoia, if we talk, dear student, then it is the largest or tallest tree, largest or tallest tree. So it is called as father of forest. Okay, so that is sequoia, and sequoia is also known as, or it is called, redwood tree or Sherman tree. Sherman tree. Okay, and the last example is metasequoia, and this metasequoia is also a living fossil. So this is the particularly we can say the examples of conifers, and that is all about what coniferous order. After this, we are going to discuss the last order of this group, the last order which comes in the higher gymnosperm, that is gnatals. And this gnatals is the most advanced include most advanced gymnosperm. Now it is known that the gnatals is the advanced gymnosperm. So usually in case of gymnosperm, vessels in case of xylem are absent. But exceptionally, the member of this group have vessels in xylem. Exceptionally, exceptionally have vessels in xylem. And in this, Archegonia is absent in the members of this group. Here, Archegonia is absent because usually Archegonia is a female sex organ of gymnosperm, but in Archegonia it get also absent here. And it is the most advanced order which has three examples. One example is Cnetum, from which the name is given. Another example is Galvestria, and third example is Ephedra. And it is known as that from ephedra, ephedrine drug is obtained. Ephedrine drug is obtained, and this ephedrine is effective against respiratory ailments. And this respiratory ailment, we can say asthma. Okay, so here it can be used, and some use ephedrine. Some athletes misuses ephedrine, so this ephedrine is accepted for the athletes. Okay, so that is all about what, particularly the different orders of the gymnosperm. In gymnosperm, generally the male sex organ is antheridia and female sex organ is archegonia. Sorry, male sex organ is an endoecium and female sex organ is archegonia. Okay, so that is the thing with respect to the gymnosperm. I hope, dear students, you understood the particular classification. Now, after classification, in this, we can discuss one more topic that is known as polyembryony. And if we discuss polyembryony, we come to know that polyembryony means presence of more than one embryo within seed. And if in the seed multiple embryos are found, then it is known as polyembryony. But the formation ways are different, so it is of three types. Number one, potential polyembryony. And this potential polyembryony is simple polyembryony. Now, in this, you know that every archegonia has an egg cell in case of the gymnosperm ovule. So, if in suppose this is the gymnosperm ovule, and in this ovule they have multiple archegonia. Suppose four archegonia there and four egg cells. So what happens? Each egg cell fuse with, so number of egg cell are present within ovule, and here each egg fertilized by separate male gamete, and each egg is fertilized by a separate male gamete. So separate zygote will be formed. Same way here, dear student, separate zygote is formed, and this separate zygote will form a separate embryo. So due to the presence of multiple egg cells, multiple male gamete will reach and fuse with the each male egg cell to form each zygote, and multiple zygote will form multiple embryos. So this is known as potential polyembryo. And if we take the example, then it is known that archegony example is Pinus have 2 to 8 archegonia in that ovule. So if they have 2 to 8 archegonia, then 2 to 8 embryo are possible. The another type is the second type, that is known as the cleavage polyembryony. And in cleavage polyembryony, what happens within ovule? Only one archegonia is there. But what happens in case of cleavage polyembryony? One egg cell of archegonia fuse with male gamete to form zygote. Now this one zygote form one developing embryo, and further this embryo divide and form multiple embryo. So this type of multiple embryo are used by the division of the parent embryo. Then it is known as, or a single embryo, then it is known as cleavage polyembryo. And last, we are going to form or study the adventive embryony, that is the third type. In adventive embryony, there is no need of formation of gamete or fusion of gamete, because here nucellus or integument divide and form embryo. So when embryo get derived from the nucellus or integument, then it is known as adventive embryony. So these three types of embryony is there. Some more detailing is there about this particular one in a that we will study in one topic, that is known as apomix. Okay, till that, thank you. Okay, dear students, so this is all about the classification of gymnosperm and polyembryony.